as the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, all the federal roads are under my purview. If there is any failure on the road, it is my responsibility to report it to the Honorable Minister, who will now give the directive as to how it will be repaired. Then I'm to also oversee to the assets of federal government, which include the bridges and road, as I said, and to make sure that in perfect good condition. I'm also to represent the Honorable Minister here in the state uh, um, with other agencies of federal government and to collaborate with them to see that the policies of federal government is being carried out by as per Federal Ministry of Works aspect of it. So we hold meeting regularly with other agencies of federal government. Also, we interface with our host state, which is the Lagos State. Regularly, we do hold meeting. We discuss the progress of work, the challenges that we have, and they on their own they report to Mr. Governor, and my own I report to the Honorable Minister. If you observe, you will see that uh, since 2018, the federal government awarded Apapa Oshodi Oworozoki up to Ojota. And the pavement that we had there before was called flexible pavement. That is, you see asphalt on it. We use sometimes we use laterite to do the surface. Sometimes we use the granite to do the surface, which we call stone base. But now, because of the traffic that road is subjected to, you see a lot of container, a lot of trucks. We have so many farm tanks located within the Apapa axis, and all these load have been uh, transmitted onto our road. So, in order to strengthen the road and to make it last longer, the federal government has decided to change it to what we call rigid pavement. And that rigid pavement is a continuously reinforced pavement structure. It's made of concrete reinforced with steel. So this, instead of the flexible pavement that when we design it, it lasts for maybe 20 years. This one lasts more than 40 years.
Wow.
So that is what the federal government has done. Now, coming to the two bridges that you have mentioned, it's also part of the work which will be done. The contractor that is carrying out the work, the rehabilitation, is a Dangote Industry Limited, subcontracted to Hightech Nigeria Limited. So the bridges, the two bridges, will also be repaired when the time comes. The bridges are designed to carry dynamics load. Dynamics load in the sense that you have to move from point A to point B on the road. And when you now park on it, that has become static load, which is not what the road is designed for. So it has a negative effect on the bridges. Several efforts have been made to make sure that all the trucks are evacuated on the bridges. Even they are not to park indiscriminately. But when you go around, you see them, they park even under the bridges. Some of them, they make fires, and all these things have negative effects on all our bridges. So federal government has made effort to see that they don't do that. Couple of time, this office, the Federal Controller's Office, and the task force in the Governor's Office, we have carried out a lot of arrests, a lot of evacuation of all these trucks out of the bridges, but they do not comply. If they stay away for 2 3 days, before you know it, they move back again. But there is no way they can win that fight within the with the federal government. It's a fight that federal government will win. It's just a matter of time. So, and even the Lagos state government, they are not they are supporting us fully. Several times, Mr. Governor has given directive that no trucks should park even within Apapa, not to talk of the bridges alone. So it's a collaborative effort between the state and federal government. We will make sure that we win that fight. Even at the port, the federal government at the loading bay, we have way bridges. But you see all these truck owners, I don't know the kind of human being they are. Some of them will weigh their goods before leaving. On coming out, after they have passed where they have the way bridges, they will go and add extra load. So, and that one has now made the Honorable Minister to say all the way bridges that we have in Lagos State that we had before should be refurbished. 2 weeks ago, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Babatunde Rajibachola, was here in Lagos to inspect the way bridge at Ojota. It's almost, it's about 95% completed, so it will soon be put into use. We have another one at Owode Onere. Over the weekend, the task force, they went and then demolished the shanties, and all the legal occupants they have already been evacuated. So the contractor will soon move to the site and then carry out the refurbishment of the way bridge that is at that Owode Onere. So nationwide, way bridges will be introduced on all the federal highways so as to check the excesses of all these truck drivers. Well, you see, some of them they behave very well. Some of them obey rules and regulations, but majority they behave as if they have duplicates to their life. Because I don't see why somebody we work together with Federal Road Safety, the sector commander will work together in Lagos State here. Last year there was a time he wanted to do the call it a core assessment of the driver, whether they have alcohol in their blood. We started that program by 7 a.m. in the morning. Out of the first 10 that we stopped, 8 were drunk with alcohol in their blood. So now tell me that if somebody as early as 7 already drunk, how will he drive? So the driving habit, you know, is best imagined than experienced. And that's why we have so many crashes early in the morning. Because when you are drunk, you are tired, and then you still think you can drive. Then you sleep off. So before you know it, the vehicle crashes into another vehicle, and then you have accident. So their behavior, they need a lot of training, continuous orientation, so that they will know that you don't have duplicate to your life. You should behave like a normal human being, and that's just the thing. Their behavior, honestly, is I will say it's nothing to write home about. Because if as early as 7 o'clock, out of 10, 8 are drunk. So it means it's a general way of life to them. It's the one that Dangote is doing now with continuously reinforced pavement structure that we are using concrete, and then there's no. I've not seen any, and nobody has reported any to me. And the project, we have not completed it. Now, there are 4 sections. We have section 1 from Liverpool to Beachland. We have section 2 from Beachland to Sele. That section has just been awarded. The contractor has not even moved to site. That one, as we are speaking, is still on a flexible pavement. That is where you see asphalt. So if you see any failure within that area, contractor has not worked there. But section 3 starts from Sele up to Anthony. It's also a rigid pavement, which Dangote has worked on. Then section 4 starts from Anthony up to Ojota. They are still working at that section. So the only area that federal government just awarded now is that section 2, which is from Beachland to Sele. So if you see any failure there, nobody has worked there in recent time. So, and it has been awarded by federal government to the same as Dangote Industry Limited, which will be subcontracted to ITech Nigeria Limited. Really, it's come down to the attitude of our truck drivers. The contract was awarded November 2018. It took 6 months before the task force, the military, could be able to evacuate all the trucks that they parked haphazardly on the road and right of way. So there was no access even to the site by the contractor. But with the cooperation, cooperation of the task force and then the military, we were able to evacuate them. The contractor was now able to move to the site 6 months after the award of contract. So, and that has eaten into the completion time. The project was supposed to be for 2 years, with 6 months wasted. That 6 months that you have wasted, you have to pay it back. You understand? So that explains why the section that have been awarded since 2018 has not reached 100%. We are still about 87% now. So if we had not wasted 6 months, by now we could have completed the project.
So how soon do we see?
Yes, because of this section 2 now that has been awarded, it has to be completed before the federal government will hand it over. So, but work is still ongoing. If you go on the road now, you see contractor there. They are working. Well, I'm aware that I just as a citizen of this country, I had, but I was not part of the committee that midwife the program. So, as we are all seeing it, I'm also seeing it the same way. I cannot judge whether it's going well or it's not going well. But the people that are doing it, they're the one that's supposed to give us comment and then the assessment of whether it's meeting their the desired objective or not. We will complete that project very soon. If not the section 2 that has just been awarded, the completion date for section 1, section 3, section 4 should have been this November 2021. But with the new award of section 2, which is from Beachland to Sele, the completion date now will now be middle of next year.
Okay, middle of next year.
Yeah, middle of next year. You know, you cannot work 100% blast because of rain. So immediately the rain is over now, I think the speed at which the contractor was will increase. So middle of next year, we'll complete the project.